Hello and welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're here working on a Dungeons and Patterns role-playing game written in Elm, and we've made a bit of progress. Whoops, sorry. I'm on the wrong one. We're looking at the action responses. So part of our game is going to be letting the player try out some things in the room they're in, and we need a little dialogue to manage that. And once we finish that, which I'm hoping we do today, we'll go on to loading the JSON for the dungeon description. So I'll have that in a separate file that we can load that describes the rooms and the responses and so on. So let's see. Now, I know we left off. Yeah, so we left off with some code that doesn't even compile. And, that strategy works a lot better when you're just coming back from overnight. I guess I switched context too much during the week. I don't remember what was going on. We were doing something about the dialogues. So let's get down to 110. Yeah. All right. So we're at the point of trying to get some responses from our dialogues, and given a trigger and a response, we're going to take a list and maybe with default. Yeah, I don't know what we're after there. Okay. Let's go back to the test. I'm guessing it's the last test. Let me pull these over. All right. It's some action stuff. Okay. What have we got? Update action. Update when room has no action. Update action, some action with room visited. Okay, so action is this new verb we created, and it's going to have some string to it. And we're going into room 1 visited. Well, I don't know why that has no action. Okay. If you do update with the action, some action in room 1 visited, we expect to get back room 1 visited with the actions set to room 1 some action. Let's see what update. Sorry, what current room looks like. Sorry, room 1 visited. Oh, that must be this. Okay. Let's see. So a room, the state, this is the room we're in. This is the rooms we've visited. And 2 dictionaries, and I'm going to have to look to see what the order is. This one is our guesses. So this is for the solution. You're trying to solve the pattern. For each room, you tell what pattern they've guessed so far. This is the corresponding one for the action dialogue. For each room, what dialogue trigger have they responded so far? And we've got an unknown action, choose an action, which each dialogue is committing to do, I guess. Okay, so room 1 visited. Let's see what that last part was. It has an empty list, so there's no dialogue yet. All right, so a room where you go and you say dialogue should be another action. Room 1 previously had an action called some action. Then we should update. Room 1 visited becomes from room 1, we will see another action. Okay, I believe that. When current room has no action. Okay, room 1 visited has no action. You say room 1 action, some action. We expect room 1 to have some action. Okay. Now, is that anything corresponding to what I talked about here? Get action response. Okay, that's here. The text for, well, I guess this is the text for the response. Okay. Okay. So I'm given a list of dialogs, which comes from the dungeon description. I want to filter out. Let's see, that goes to that. Yeah. I'm going to filter anything where the trigger is equal to my action. Okay, so I'm going through the list of dialogues, finding the one that has my action, and then taking the head of that list. The head of that list I expect to be well, I think this dialogue is going to be a pair that's like trigger and response. Okay, so we got trigger response. When the trigger is matched from the dialogues, all right, I'm going to take the first one out of the list, and then that's going to be a pair at this point, trigger and response, and I want to get the response. Well, I don't know if that's trigger and response. I guess I want to do a map. Do I want to do that ahead? No, I guess I'm getting a pair. I'm gonna return the response. Is that better? Whoops. And if I don't, I'm let's see, what am I complaining about? Oh, did I not? No. That's that one. That's that one. Why is that any better here? All right, I'm going to save and then see what it says. The function cannot handle the argument sent through the list. The argument is maybe AC, but lambda is parking to a string. Well, that message is old, right? Okay, let's see this. Anonymous function unfinished. I saw the beginning of one. I was expecting to see an arrow. Oh, yeah. Good point. Okay, now it really hates it. Okay. Lambda x goes to that. The function cannot handle the arguments sent through the pipe. Well, list.head. Yeah, this is... All right, let me move this down into more of a vertical pipeline. Actually, I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to switch this, so the default should be trigger and response. I'll just put both question marks. I mean, theoretically, I'm making this so it doesn't happen. All right. And I guess my quoting leaves some room to be desired. How's that? Okay, so the types work out. That's good. Let's save this. Compiling. Okay. Oh, it passed. All right, and then I think, do I get underscore names? Every language does this differently. Can I make a name I don't care about? And I couldn't remember. I guess Kotlin doesn't do that. I've been bouncing between Kotlin, Swift, and Elm a little bit over the last few weeks, and they're just similar enough on some of these things. But all right, so I get my this response. my two tests about actions pass. All right, let's see what it looks like. You probably, all right, what's going on there? All right, and then local by itself should be running on 8080. So let's see, or 8,000. 8,000. Oh, I still got a problem. No. Oh, there we go. Okay. The room has a box. The box has an inviting red button. The box is labeled, say my name. What do? Well, there's three actions. You can shake the box, wish you get an answer, nothing happens. Press the button. There's a puff of smoke and an identical box appears nearby. Needs a period. And we say my name. Very clever. How about guessing the pattern? Okay, so this room works. Yay. All right. So we were, a few minutes away last time. All right, let's go fix that text, I guess, just to let me relax a little. Puff nearby, period. Okay, so this shows you a little bit what it's the dungeon is like. So it has a room. The room, well, it's a dictionary. So from the room name or key to the room itself, tells us where to find the picture, gives us a description, gives us some actions, and tells us what rooms you can get to from here. All right, and then room 2. So we had question marks there because we haven't been to the next room yet. Let's go there. All right, now we got the elf. The size is off. Notice this button changed from a question mark back to the button box. And now same thing here. We've been to that room, so we know what to expect there. All right. Now, I don't know. There's some formatting going on here. Like, I don't know what this big white block is here. Well, I'd rather have a little space after the dialogue. Same thing here. Looks like my H2's like a lot of space. Okay. But let's... Oh, yeah. So we came back. So this is one of the reasons we're storing this name in the trigger in the state, like we saved say my name, a dictionary from room name to say my name. So when we come back to the room, we can have the same dialogue open. Okay. If I guess the pattern observer, sorry, that's not it. Okay. I guess I want a period there too. My English editor skills make me wish for that. All right, but if I go away and I come back, I want the same view of my room. Okay, because it's the state of the game. All right, let's find, sorry, that's not it. And I'm getting some text that's sprinkled around, so that's annoying. Okay, let's save that, check how we like it. I don't know. Let's take observer. Sorry, that's not it. Okay, that's a good time to check in. And we do that here. Now, I think I have a one-liner for this. Yeah, 500. All right, so I'm going to add files, commit with the head as the message. So let's take a look at what we have there. Dialog, trigger, and response. Yeah, so we want that. And this is a function of the chyron on the screen. Let's see, I guess down here, I don't know if I'm in the zone or not because I don't see it. But I take the first line of this head of the to-do file, and that's the chyron here. And I also want that to be the get message and a get push. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. So one thing... I'm doing this thing that's because I'm doing a product here, as small as it is, I got to balance out not just the functionality, but also the look and the contents. So I'm taking on all three roles, in most modern video games, right? That's a army of people in each one. This is a small game, so we'll take a smaller role there. But so the dialogues are working. That's great. I like this. I'd like the styling to be a little more tight here and a little more space after here. Maybe a little bigger name there because that's kind of tiny. And I'm debating about should the doors be called exits and should it be over this or what. And maybe some of my code maybe buries some of this stuff in it. Like, sorry, that's not it. Appeared in the source code, not in some sort of configuration. So that's a little weird, the titles and so on. But the room has a box, that comes from the dungeon description. All right. And, all right. So I guess I'd like to fill in. Let's see if I can find. I have a link somewhere. I'm sure that's very reassuring to you. Okay. Well, I put it in the file here. Okay. Documents 5. Okay. And for me, I have 5 main folders. Like, 1 is control, 2 reference, 3 archive, 4 someday, 5 archive. And in my archive of a past conference, well, I'm working from this version. I know there's more versions out there. So one of the other characteristics of this is that we did this multiple times and kind of accumulated a pile of these with multiple variations, of course. And I'm hoping I can find the right pattern guide. Okay, let me get that opening. And what we'll do with that, well, for now, I've been growing this, okay? And this data structure is, well, I mean, I want this to be a configurable thing. And the way it's looking, it's kind of not. Well, it's configurable, but it's sitting here as software. Okay, puzzle, this and this. Okay. It's sitting here hard coded in my source code, and I really don't want that to be the case. I would like to have this be a separate file. And this is where again the text, like, it probably, maybe we'll work on that at some point, but right now some text is programmatic, some text will be in a separate file, some text right now is in the program. I don't know how much to fuss, but they really should be separated at some point. If I were generating a bunch of dungeons, I would absolutely have to make what do you do and what's the pattern and all that. That doesn't make sense in general. Maybe what do you do, but what's the pattern is tied to the fact that this is a game about design patterns. All right. And, my decision about doors versus exits is clearly not a decision. It's not a decision about source code. It's a decision about the game content. So, I know in my heart what should happen is those phrases and names should be pulled out, into some other file. Okay, I'm losing. I feel like I've lost my monitor. Okay. If people are talking, I'm not hearing. All right, let me get a window back for that. Oh, that's over here. Okay, cool. All right, so this is the pattern guide, pattern master's guide. we've been doing, well, here's one. Okay, so this description we've already got. Now we need to translate this into dialogue. Okay. Um, and, you know, in real life, when we played this game, we did it as a live action game with one person in each table is sort of the pattern master, just like the dungeon master in D&D, basically, and Dungeons and Dragons. And so that person has the guide, and they get to see the answers and all that stuff. And their job is to kind of use descriptions and make it real to people, kind of fill in the blanks. In this version online, I'm not going to have somebody there to tell me like what happens if they ask you this question. Okay. So we're going to kind of restrict it. Okay. And my thought is, 3 or 4 dialogue type things, dialogues and responses, maybe one that's, slightly clever. Okay. But, ask the elf what color is gold. Okay. So let's make up some of these. So we got the name here. That's the solution name, and then we're going to fill in the dialogues. Okay, so we always have choose an action and nothing. Okay, and then let's put it in quotes. Ask the elf. We had some odd quotes here. Let's take those. I may trim those up at some point. But you ask the elf, what color is gold? And then the answer is, well, it's all that stuff. All right. So what color is gold? Okay, he looks over his shoulder and says, hey, Alex, what color is gold? The elf. Okay. Elf looks over his shoulder, says, hey, Alex, what color is gold? Listens, and then tells you kind of yellow. All right. You'll ask the elf, where is the gold? I guess yells. Turn it up a hair. Okay. Let's see where. Oops. I guess that's okay. Another one. Okay, I think it's fair for a proxy to only pass through certain things, right? So, okay. I don't know, maybe one more. And, you know, I know it's heavy, but I got to look it up. All right, so. I don't know. You want a simple answer. Yeah. Troy wage is annoying. It actually depends. Yes, of course it depends. Everything. That's always the answer. All right. Where was that thing about the 7-inch bar? Yeah, an ounce of gold weighs 1 ounce. That's pretty good. Yeah. How big is a gold bar? How much does one of those weigh? That'd be good to know. Okay, a 1 ounce coin. Oh. Maybe the U.S. Mint would have been a better guess. Well, a bar that weighs a kilogram takes up your hand. So we kind of got that out of there. One coin weighs about 1 ounce. Okay, let's do that. Something, maybe give the scientific answer and then the... yeah, let's do it that way. I guess it's too much. Too much. I messed up a quote somewhere. Okay. Do I have an extra parent? I think I do. Do I have commas on the end of each of these? Yes. Okay. Let's see if we're getting anything close. Mean. All right. 51. Okay, we got this, comma, that, comma, 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 comma. Weird quotes, weird quotes. Okay. Each one starts. Okay, back quotes. Okay, oh, that seems okay. Apparently, I don't know. I got to the end of the line without seeing double quotes. 51. Okay, that seems okay. Oh, that's outside. Okay. All right, so let's go to this next room. All right, ask me anything about gold. Choose an action. Okay, I have to work on those quotes. They're curly quotes that come back and forth different ways, but okay. All right, so I think our test should still be running. Yes. Don't know what's there. Oh, I guess that's an unused thing. Let's try the same little trick. Okay. Yeah. And let's push this while we can. All right, so displays dialog trigger and response. I would say we've done what we intend to there. I don't know if this is... I think we missed one in there. Today's number 9, right? Okay, I don't know if we finished something last week or not. Puzzle displays, dialog trigger and response. All right. Room has optional puzzle, show locks for secret doors, read the dungeon from JSON. Well, this is one I kind of want to get into. The optional puzzle, well, I'll tell you what else is going on. Let's see, images need some work, so that's more of my design. This is just a note. Images need work, okay. What else we saw? There's too much space after heading. Not enough space after the drop down. The drop down would look better if it were bigger. Okay. And let's see. Well, as it should. Let's just say more text should come from the dungeon description. Okay. Let's say AG headings. I don't quite know how I want to deal with that, but we'll get there. Okay. So that's kind of a CSS issue, CSS. That's a design issue. This is a design issue. We'd like to have some rooms that don't have puzzles. Although, yeah. Maybe it's not an issue. The room I'm thinking of, let's see the document. Okay, so at some point you're going through this thing. You see all these puzzles. That's great. At some point you get to a room that's got a manhole cover, and we've done this one various ways. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or one of the others, but the idea is this is how you get down to the next level. And so I think the puzzle, maybe the puzzle is, keep looking around this level or go down to the next level, and that's your answers. And once you do, that's fine. Okay, so yeah, that we have this notion of levels, and we're going to have to deal with that. Show locks for secret doors. This one's actually more important than some of these others. Okay, so the idea is really you shouldn't be able to go, well, this one's okay because they've already been there, but let's go back here. You shouldn't have been able to go to this room until you guessed it correctly. Okay, so I don't know if you want to say it's a secret door or a locked door. Maybe locked is more accurate. But you can't go to that room until you've chosen the right pattern. You could still go back to the others and try something else. And usually there's a couple paths through things, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, we'd like to enforce that so you don't just walk around through the whole thing and read all the things. We want you to actually answer the questions. And in real D&D kind of games, right, you've got to either beat a monster or find the treasure or whatever you do in those games. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how I want to organize these. All right, but I should um, show locks for doors until you solve puzzle. Maybe something like that. This is like a CSS. That's programmatic. This is programmatic. Reading it is certainly interesting. Images need work. Write dialogs. Okay. That's the content stuff. I mean, I did a little bit on the fly today. I don't know. Is it my limited viewers, right? Is it interesting enough to keep doing more of that? I don't know. You can let me know. But anyway, I think what we'll do, we'll come back and tackle. I guess I want to get to this one. I feel like this is sort of moving to separating out the designer role from the programmer role more thoroughly. And that would be good. Yeah, I think that's the next step. All right, so we've gone a while. Let's take a break, 2 or 3 minutes. We'll come back and start in on the JSON. Supposedly, this Elm plugin in IntelliJ will write the JSON reader for me, decoder. So we'll see what happens there. If not, I'll have to go back to the books and figure out another way to do it. So come back and we'll see what happens. All right, thanks. See you in a few minutes, 2 or 3. All right, welcome back. I did a little more tweaking on the to-do list, but we're still going to start with this task: read the dungeon from the JSON. All right, and let's review that one. So here's the dungeon. All right, so right now the dungeon is it's really just a dictionary. It goes from the room name to the room, and the room has all the interesting stuff in it. So we've got keys for each room. So the exits, they say exit to room 2 or room 3 or whatever. But the room itself is managed as that. So we're going to have to load a dictionary. And then if we go to the room class, a room has the image string, a description, a puzzle, which is something we don't know, and a list of names. All right, so puzzle, down here, I guess. A puzzle consists of 2 strings, both. Oh, the puzzle has the answer and the dialogue. Well, it makes sense to have the dialogue before the answer. So let's do that. And right now, nobody cares. At some point, they will. I don't know how we like to format that, but this should do. All right, so we have the puzzle. So we got these 3 levels, right? Dungeon to room to puzzle. And we've got a tool that's supposed to help us do this. So let's go see what the tool says. All right, so this is IntelliJ Elm, generate JSON decoders and encoders. Well, I think we'll just start with decoder because our deal is we're going to give you a JSON file and it's going to describe the dungeon and you'll load it and work with that. Okay, so you've imported JSON.decode. Put the cursor on a type annotation where the type is a decoder from Elm JSON. Put the cursor on a type annotation. The function has not been written. Press Option Enter. Okay, so we got to import JSON.decode. I guess we'll put system classes before us. .decode. And I don't know what I have to say. Exposing this. All right, what's the deal? Unresolved reference. JSON.decode. Well, do we have to type as a decoder from Elm/JSON? Okay, let's. I got basics. I think I can go back to packages. Oh, Elm lib here. Elm JSON. Import JSON.decode. Okay. Now, I have my copy of Elm in Action on Kindle here. I'm almost sure it said the first step is to do some sort of external load of this thing. It's further back than I thought. Okay, to work with JSON, bring in the Elm JSON package. You got to do an Elm install. All right, so let's go back to our environment, local Elm install Elm/JSON. Yes. Okay. That should help this, right? Yes. Okay. All right. So we, well, what they did was they put a comment like serialization and then define. Where's that? There. Make a type annotation. Okay, so dungeon decoder, type decoder dungeon. Dungeon decoder of type decoder dungeon. Okay. And I don't know if I should just put decoder. Okay. And I think we put our cursor there on the type annotation where the return type is a decoder and the body has not been written. Option enter and then generate decoder. Option enter, generate decoder. Okay. If you say so. All right. I guess I want to do a test. JSON decode dictionary returns decoder dungeon. Room decoder, does it write that for me too? Don't be silly. Okay. I don't know what the decoder generic thing is. Should I put a test? Well, let's try something like that. Dungeon can load from JSON. Lambda. Nothing. Let. Well, I don't even know if I need a let. I don't know how this is going to be. I think I got to go from the bottom to the top. All right, let's do puzzle. Okay, so I import decoder. Decode. Is that what I did over here? Pipeline. Unresolved reference. Oh, if I would spell this consistently. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to write puzzle decoder of type decoder puzzle. And option enter, generate decoder, and it does something. Okay. Sure. I don't. No, that's not really it. It's this one. I think I need to do an import for that too. Let's try this. Install no red ink / elm - JSON decode - pipeline. Yes. That should help Dungeon. Well, that's a little awkward. Okay. That helps this. That helps that. Okay. So now puzzle decoder should work. I think we have a puzzle test. Maybe not. No. Okay. Well, let's yeah, let's make a new one. New module. Puzzle test. All right, and I'm just going to take a look at one of these other ones. Exposing that. Okay. Import, expect, and test. Okay. I don't know if I can pull these over. Pipe from nothing goes to. And then let's find an example. Well, I think there's a test example in here, but I don't know. I mean, it produces a decoder. We should be able to do something with it. So what does puzzle decoder take? Well, it doesn't take, I guess it just is. So if you call it what we got? Puzzle decoder. Let's change the name to decode puzzle. Oh, is that going to throw off the other stuff? Puzzle decoder. Okay. So we'll take a look here. It's saying, wow. Okay, you need a dialog field, which is a list of pairs of strings. And you need an answer, which is another string. Okay, so it takes it back to the basic types. All right, and if you call this thing puzzle decoder, I don't know. Somehow you should pass a string, right? Succeed with puzzle. Well, we're getting a decoder back, I guess. All right, so what should we do? Let's pull this over here. I guess if you call puzzle decoder and you pass it a string of some sort. Let's see. So we need to import puzzle, exposing puzzle decoder. That goes down here. And then you expect equal something. Okay. Well, let's try a happy path. We got dialog. Do we have triple quotes or something like that? Maybe. Well, I want triple quotes on the end. I want a brace on the end. I don't think it's working. What do you call that? I guess we can look for strings, literals. Oh, multi-line string has to be, okay. Three quotations. Do they have to start on the front? Okay. Dialog colon, trigger response. And then what's the next one? Dialog, and then we want an answer proxy. I don't know how that looks. Let's shift it all the way over. Puzzle, I guess we have to say puzzle here. And we need to import that. Oh, what does it want? And we're going to expect a puzzle And I guess we'll just give it an empty list for now and nothing. That doesn't work. Okay, let's see what the syntax errors are. I cannot find the end of this list. You are confusing. It's not helping, is it? I don't know if that will help. I don't know here. All right, I'm missing something. The second argument to puzzle is not what I expect in line 9. A room test. Oh, I'm messing up something else. Oh, I changed the order. I guess everybody that's relying on that order is confused. So where's puzzle? The order now is dialogue, answer. Okay, so the answer comes at the end. All right, that's progress. I think I might have left some junk in here too. Oh. Oh. I didn't need to redo that. Okay. So I don't need to do this manually. They've done it for me. I didn't look enough. Okay, dungeon. Room decoder. Puzzle decoder. Require dialogue answer. Okay. Well, this is... Okay, this may be the problem. Import dungeon. Importing that. No. Oh, but line. Wait. Puzzle test. Puzzle decoder is not a function, but it was given 2 arguments. Puzzle decoder is not a function. I don't know what it is. It sure seems like it should be a function. All right, let's look for an example. Elm JSON decoder example. Decode string. What? Alias my record equals. Then do a bunch of stuff. Gives a decoder. My rec decoder equals. My rec. Demo. Type alias my rec equals this. My rec dec equals d.map to my record to these 2 things. Okay, so I guess I got to create I've created my recorder decoder, then called d.decode string. D.decode string, my rec dec. I don't know what decode strings got to do with it. I guess we're always calling decode string with the name and then the string of stuff. Okay. And D is decoder, I think. JSON.decode. Okay, let's try that. Decode.decode string, decoder, and string. Decode. Decode.decode string. All right, and then when up here we need JSON.decode. Exposing decode string. Okay. Puzzle. I don't want puzzle here. I just want the string. And everything seems to be going okay until I get to the end. Ooh, that didn't like that. Okay. That's okay, but expect puzzle. And then what's puzzle? Puzzle is a dialogue and an answer. Dialogue is a list. What's the problem? Okay. Okay. Mismatch dungeon.elm. The second argument is not what I expect. That is true. 14. Yeah, I probably should have tried change signature and see if the refactoring works on this. Sometimes you have refactorings. Let's see. If I... No. Refactor, no change signature. Okay. All right. Let's save this. I wish I could just clear exposing decode. Okay, puzzle test. As decode, exposing decode. I don't know why I want to. I guess I want to expose. I don't know if I need to expose anything. The equal function expects 2 arguments, but it got 3 instead. What the heck? Okay. Decode string, puzzle decoder. Well, maybe it expects okay. I'm skimming through this thing again. Okay, let's see. Maybe it's lowercase k. Okay. And he doesn't like puzzle. I don't know if that's going to affect it. No. Okay. The second argument is not what I expect. We need a result. Is that this? Result okay puzzle? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know if result is a type. Could be basics. There's result. Okay, there's their import. I guess I gotta import result. Not helping anything. I don't think it's a question of parentheses. It's me not knowing what I'm doing. I cannot find a result variant. Result. Is that all it wants? Result.ok. Was it happy with this, or it's still upset? I was expecting a closing square bracket before this, so try adding a bracket. Well, the bracket is right there. What if I just say result.ok? Does it get upset? Oh, maybe I had one too many parentheses. Is that? No. Okay. Type checker. The puzzle call produces puzzle, but equal needs the second argument to be result, error, value. Let's take that off. How's that? Result, error, value. Bad import. You're trying to import the OK variant by name. Try importing result ... instead. Okay. Does mean expose the result and all its variants. Okay. Still not happy, but I cannot find a result variant. Result. Let's see what he is. Type result is either OK value, which I would think would be OK puzzle. All right, so this should be result OK value. The value I thought would be puzzle. All right, let's go back to that example. Where do we have that? Well, okay, JSON object to record. D.decode string myRack produces OK with the record, and the type is that. Do I have to be structural about it? I would think the constructor would have made one of those. All right, let's try that. So this is a record with dialog Well, let's make an empty one just to make things a little easier here for the first time. Dialog empty, answer proxy. Is that not Elm syntax? Dialog record. I equals, oh, equals not colon. I've made that mistake before. Okay, no happier. The answer is a record of type answer string dialog list A, but equal needs the argument to be value, result, error, value. Okay, we're overdue for a break. Let's take a 2 or 3 minute break. Okay, I mean, we're close to something. I just don't know how close. Okay, my slight brainstorm is like, hey, let's just try this at the command line. I don't know if I've done Elm REPL in a while. Okay, is it Elm space REPL? Been a while. Okay, what if we do this? Just see what we get. Uh-oh. I cannot find a puzzle decoder. Do I have to say import in here? Import dungeon exposing all. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Decode string puzzle decoder. I cannot find a decode. Holy. I'm going to import. I may as well grab both these. Okay. Well, answer equals dialog equals. Did this... Did I do the puzzle decoder backwards? Dialog. Answer equals proxy. Why would that matter? Well, A, it's wrong. Okay, well, let's flip it around and see what I've done. Local 2. Well, wait a minute. Okay, answer equals proxy, dialog equals that. Answer equals proxy, dialog equals that. And what did I get in here? Answer equals proxy, dialog equals that. Okay. I mean, this is what we're getting. So it's what I'm expecting. And yet, he's not happy. Am I misremembering it? Okay, expect equal? I can't believe Friends would help here. Oh. I'm further back. Dungeon test. Dungeon test line 15. Yeah, really, this changing these around was kind of a problem here. I think maybe my decoder is backwards now. main.elm 5756. Puzzle. Okay, I put the answer after the brackets. And a comma. I don't know if these have to be tabbed. Oh, does this have to be back? Puzzle is now dialog followed by name. I'll indent these just to be careful. Maybe I have to fix all of them before I start sweating it. Yeah. Oh, it was okay before? Room 3. Images. Oh no, these are... No comma here. No comma here. Oh. Okay, that's better. No comma here. No comma here. This should be... Okay. Get to the bottom. All right, main.elm 63. Puzzle. Where's the question? Oh. Okay. Dungeon test 63. Okay. One more. I mean, it reads a little worse in a way having the dialogue and then the name, but I think it's the right way. I mean, that's the order things happen and kind of makes sense. Okay, compiling at last. All right. Now, this one still puzzles me. Can I get dialogue and then answer? Yes. Okay. And I had dialogue and then answer. So that seems good. Oh, okay. Now the funny thing is, does this live in the right place? And I'm not sure. Here's dungeon. Okay, I guess we're happy with this code. It looks for a dialogue and an answer. That seems like the right thing. Okay, this looks like the right code. So this required stuff, this is from the pipeline. So pipeline handles fields or objects with arbitrary numbers of fields. Image description puzzle and exits, which is a list decoder, a bunch of strings. Okay, that seems okay to me too. I'm tempted to just do a big test. And what I mean by a big test is take the JSON. Well, what do I mean? I think it's got to have. It doesn't need all this. If it's one room with the right stuff and a puzzle with at least one dialogue in it and one exit, I'm pretty happy. Okay, so let's do a dungeon test. Let me steal this test. Test that. Okay. I think this needs to be comma test. Bring that back one. Nope. Forward one. Nope. I think I'm doing non-standard indentation is my problem. Okay, that should just be an import. Yes. Sure. Okay. Now this should run, but it's not what we quite want. All right. So what we want, okay. Can I indent this back out here? Let's see. Oh, good. Okay. All right. So our outermost thing, let's look at dungeon. You can see I've started doing it already. Dungeon. We want to call dungeon decoder okay, and we're going to pass, I mean this is going to complain because it's not a dungeon. Well, let me try one more thing before we move over here. Now that this is kind of looking right, I want to see what does puzzle work. Is it puzzle this that. Okay, good sign. I don't know why the parentheses have to be there, but they do. All right, so our dungeon, the first key is a room. And its contents, well, it's a dictionary to a room. I'm going to move puzzle decoder down. Okay. And I don't know, that looks good to me, but we'll see if it works the way we like. Okay, so it's going to be a dictionary of this to rooms. Well, a room looks like a thing that has an image, an image name, and then it's got a description. I'll fix that momentarily. This is room 1. It's got a puzzle, which is an object. A dialogue and an answer. And it's finally got exits, which is an array of strings. And I guess I better put one in there. Now, I don't know, this is a little shaky because I've got a room 2 exit and I don't define room 2. And I really don't feel like I want to if I can avoid it. Okay, so I got room has image description, puzzle, and exits. Puzzle has dialogue and answer. And I think that's it. Okay. That's the triple quoted thing. Okay, now what do I expect that to equal? Well, I'm going to do the old let thing, I guess. Let expected equal some dungeon. Let's take this one. Yeah. Copy it, not kill it off. This in this expression. Decoded all that stuff, and we expect okay dungeon expected. Wow. All right. And this test should fail because I didn't check my expected string, but it would be miraculous. Yeah, it's not the same. I can make it a little closer, though. It's a little shorter this way. Room image 1. Okay, and it failed because puzzle can read JSON. It's not valid JSON. Unexpected token at position 110. Maybe that's this. Unexpected. Do I have anything funny? It looks okay to me. These two balance out, right? You're not cooperating. Okay, this, let's go inner. These balance. Oh wait, puzzle? Yeah, should be an object. Exits room 2. Close this, close that. JSON, unexpected token position 110. Well, it sure seems like that must be the end of the line, right? What's the problem here? As or EQ expected. Can I do this? Up here, this is Desker 1. Unexpected token in position 186. I don't know. Huh. That's a problem. That is not. Let's see if it changes it. Error, failure. This is not valid JSON. Position 186. Where would you get an unexpected new line? Exits is the list. What if we put these all in the same? All right, let's make a new, nope, new module. I'll just make a file. x.json. Okay. Is it going to tell me all the junk I did wrong? Puzzle. Oh, whoops. Okay. Still, have I missed more? Why is that so indented? Have I been pasting the same thing in twice? Image description, puzzle, exits. Okay. Now, the rest of this, it has a trigger response. Proxy, let's change proxy. Unexpected token E. Oh, I'm not very good at quoting stuff. All right, let's feel for the right reasons. Observer instead of proxy, dialog equals. Okay. So let's make this thing contain trigger response. And expected has room 2 and observer. The dialog is I don't know how to do this. I think it's like this. Yay. Okay. Well, I'll say just in time. I'm going to delete this. X.json. Okay, so I think what we have then is a valid dungeon decoder that can read the rooms and the puzzles and produce the right kind of objects for us. So I'm going to call that done for now. And then next time we'll integrate it in so that we load our puzzle from an online, from a file, basically. And I think that'll be a nice step towards tying this all together. All right, so next time is Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And thanks for joining me today, and I hope you can join me in the future. So take care. Bye-bye.